All right. Hello, everyone. In this case, well, that might be optimistic. Hello, it's Reviewy McReviewface coming at you live on a Friday night. Hopefully, this is working. I haven't done a live stream in quite some time, but I had a video to shoot, and I didn't really feel like editing it, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just do this one as a live stream, just so we can get the ball rolling on that. So, yeah, I am here at home on a Friday night, and I thought, what better time than to connect online, see if anybody else is hanging out of here, to do a little video. Just, you see the title, Pumpkin Spice Everything. Tis the season, right, for pumpkin spice everything. Going from those pumpkin spice latte days of Starbucks yore, to now where absolutely everything seems to have a pumpkin spice on it. So I thought, well, why not extend that out and maybe make a few classic cocktails with a pumpkin spice twist and see how they turn out. So that's the general layout of how things are going to go tonight. We've got main cam, we've got drink cam, and of course we've got the chat, so feel free to pop into the chat. I am seeing on my stream setting here that I am on normal latency, which means that if you are watching this, I probably said whatever I said like 30 seconds ago. So if you pop something in the chat, just know that it may take me 35, 40, 50, maybe up to a minute to respond, but I am keeping an eye on it. So in the meantime and in between time, yeah, you know what? I'm that guy who shows up early to the bar and I'm all by myself. And I think we're going to get started. I am looking over to this side because I have my menu of drinks open here. Also, we do have some lovely audio library music from YouTube, all the free stuff. Let me just make sure this is all free use, because the last thing I need is a copyright strike on any of this. Yeah, here, let's just say it's got to be, I don't want it to Creative Commons. Well, we'll just hope, you know what, should be okay. I may just pop back up and go back to the beginning on this every once in a while. If the music's too loud, anybody who happens to be coming into the chat, please let me know, because I can't hear myself. So if the music's too loud, drop a comment down below and I will adjust it accordingly. As it stands, it does look like it might be a bit loud. Let's just drop that back a point or two. I'm looking for background. You know, I'm of that age that when I go out to a bar or pub, I like to be able to have a conversation. I don't even mind having house lights on. I'm to that point now where I don't want the music and, you know, like pitch black. So in front of me here, you'll see our little pumpkin friend, as well as, here, I'm going to move pumpkin here out of the way for a second. This guy here. So one of the drinks we were going to be doing tonight is a, oh, and my brain is fried. It's a take on a tiki style drink, and I thought maybe we'd be able to use Stay Puft here, which was a gift from Lisa and Jai. Thank you so much. But unfortunately, he is a very large volume drink holder, and this drink would look a little empty in there. So Stay Puft is just here for moral support. Thank you, Stay Puft. He's just going to pop over here for now. Ditto with this pumpkin for the most part. I was going to be using this in more of the recipes. Unfortunately, yeah, you can see my very expensive, it was $8 for this little guy. Very expensive pie pumpkin has a very serious case of the nasties on the inside. And it, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh. Okay, no, if I'm going to puke, I'm going to puke in the pumpkin. Oh, that smells so bad. So we're just going to put him to the side as well, because... oh, God. Oh, that just lingers in the back of the nose in a really horrible way. Brings tears to the eyes. Okay, let's get on to making some drinks before I asphyxiate myself on rotten pumpkin fumes. So the first one is going to be a pumpkin spice old-fashioned. That's right. The old standby, the old classic, the old-fashioned. So, got a rocks glass here that's been chilling. And into that, we're going to go with a whiskey. So, in honor of my hometown Calgary Flames, there we go, who are off to a great start this year, and it's fantastic, although I don't think it's the type of thing that is going to be sustainable in the long term, but it's been a fun start for the year for a bunch of young kids. So in honor of the young kids doing really well, we're going to be drinking some Rupert's. Here it is. So that is the exceptional Canadian whiskey collector's edition from Eau Claire Distillery right here in Calgary. So that is going to be our base spirit on the pumpkin spice old fashioned. We also, of course, need some bitters. So we've just got some Angostura bitters that we'll be adding into our old fashioned. We also need, obviously, something to make this a pumpkin spice old fashioned. So what I've made here is a pumpkin spice simple syrup. And that is simply just taking some of ye old pumpkin pie spice, which again, is just cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, and cloves. Very simple ingredients. Mixing that up into a simple syrup. I probably could have strained this to make it nice and smooth, but I don't know that I care that much. Just checking our stream settings, everything's still looking good. Awesome. So there is our pumpkin spice simple syrup to go into the old fashioned here. And then we just need a twist of, usually a twist of orange goes over the top. For this, let's just move these guys out of the way for a second because we're going to do a twist of rotten pumpkin. So we're going to try and get the outside of it here and hopefully avoid some of the nastiness inside. There we go. A nice twist of pumpkin. Off you go, you nasty bugger. Ugh. There, so we've got, I believe, all our components here. Except, of course, we'll need a nice ice cube for an old-fashioned. So go into the ice bucket here. And I've got round cubes, which are incredible. This thing is useless with those, so I'm just using my hands because I'm the only one having this, so I can use my fingers if I feel like it. Looks like we do have somebody who is viewing, so welcome, dear viewer, to Pumpkin Spice Everything. Hopefully you'll have a drink that you can enjoy alongside me as I go here. So we have our ice cube in for our old-fashioned. Let's get our Minnesota Viking shot glass. It's just for you, Jai, if you happen to be watching. So we need 2 ounces of whiskey. So we'll do, let's make it so that we can actually see as we do this. There we go. One ounce. 2 ounces of our lovely Calgary Flame whiskey. Get every last drop out of there. Waste not, want not. We then need a ½ an ounce of our pumpkin spice simple syrup. Try and do this without spilling, which is probably not going to happen, but I can dream. Ooh, look at that. Pretty clean, pretty clean. I'm going to give that one a 7 out of 10 for cleanliness. There's our ½ an ounce of a nice simple syrup. Well, we'll see if it's nice or not. And then, of course, dash of our bitters. I like it a little more bitter. There we go. 2 dashes of Ango. And I'm just putting stuff out of the way once we're done with it, just to clear up a bit of space. Looks like our one viewer may have only lasted for 18 seconds, but that's okay. Maybe he'll be back. So we've got that. So we've got the pumpkin spice simple syrup, the dash of bitters, 2 ounces of whiskey, the ice cube. We'll give it a quick. A larger cube, I think, probably would have made that drink seem a bit more substantial. And then, there we go. Let's put that pumpkin into there. So there is the pumpkin spice old fashioned. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. You know, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I don't get, you know what, as much, and I put a ton of spice into this simple syrup. It actually complements the whiskey quite nicely, I gotta say. That's a doer. Like, I don't know, I don't think you need the extra piece of pumpkin in there, but otherwise, I think pumpkin spice old fashioned. That's a thumbs up. I quite enjoy that one. I'm going to reset my music here because we're getting down the list. We'll go back to Pixelated Autumn Leaves. Again, as you come into the chat, feel free to drop a line, say hi, and if the music's too loud, please let me know. But yeah, so there is our pumpkin spice old fashioned. And you know what? Very drinkable. If I wasn't on stream, I probably would just sit back and be like, oh, maybe I'm done now. Because that is quite nice. I quite enjoy that. One thing we will be doing later on, which I'm sure many of my longtime fans will appreciate, is Mrs. McReviewface will be joining us off camera, as she appreciates to be, so that she can sip some of these cocktails and give us her thoughts and opinions once again on all these pumpkin spicy goodness. So that's the pumpkin spice old fashioned. Not bad. Let's try something a little bit different. Let me just see here. Yeah, that is... What glass did I want for that? For that one? Oh, yes. The Tiki Coupe is coming out. So you can see little tiki faces there. Very fun glass. Because that's going to be for the pumpkin daiquiri. That's right, a pumpkin daiquiri. So for the pumpkin daiquiri, we need rum. We're not using good rum. No, we're using Bacardi's. We need lime juice. Put that there. Bring out my little, I love this thing, my little Corona lime cutting board. Such a good little giveaway. This is one of those things, you know, when they do giveaways with alcohol, sometimes they're terrible and sometimes they're amazing. Corona, this was a win, the little lime cutting board. I have used that more times than you would expect. So that's, we've got the rum, the lime juice. So what's going to make this a daiquiri is, again, the pumpkin spice simple syrup. So I'm going to actually build this in a shaker, just so we can get all of these flavors together. So I've already got this pre-populated with a bit of ice. I'm just going to strain off any water that melted in there in the meantime. There we go. So we got some cubes in the bottom here. And I'm going to do... just kind of clear some space so that you can watch the magic as it unfolds here. So this is the pumpkin daiquiri. We are doing on this one an ounce of pumpkin spice simple syrup. So again, we're going to try for no spill, no spill, no spill, no spill. Look at that. Clean as a whistle. Not bad. So 1 ounce of the pumpkin spice simple syrup, 2 ounces of rum, There we go. 2 ounces of plain old Bacardi. And then we just need an ounce of lime juice. So we'll just do this. And lime's a little hard. It's a trick I found from somebody, I don't remember where. If your limes are a little hard, just give them a good roll on the counter, and it helps to release all the juices. So we'll just cut into our little limey friend here. And you might say, well, Reviewy, that's a lime, not lime juice. Well, ha! That's right, we've got a juicer. So I'm going to do this over top of the shaker, just in case we miss, because we need an ounce. I don't know that we'll get a full ounce out of these limes, and I do need to save 1 lime for some other stuff. Oh, we got at least half an ounce out of that guy. That's not bad. I didn't know that we'd get even that much. And juice that second lime there. Oh, we're going to get very close. Very close indeed. That is close enough. Especially considering I just spilled some lime juice. That is close enough to an ounce of lime juice. If Lisa comes onto the stream at any point here, she'll be happy to know that I am not over liming it. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm like, where do I put these lime peels? Ah, well, they can just go. They're fit for the pit. There we go, into Stinky the Pumpkin. Stinky the Pumpkin is going to be our garbage can for tonight. And just got to keep a clean bar. All right. These can go away for right now. So in here, yeah, we've got our 2 ounces of rum. We've got an ounce of lime juice. We've got an ounce of simple. Lid that up and give it a quick shake. There we go. I believe that's the only one I'm using a shaker on tonight. And so there we have the pumpkin daiquiri, which actually looks pretty nice, right? Not bad. Let's give that a taste. Cheers. And cheers. The pumpkin spice really gets lost in that. The lime takes over a little too much. So what I'm going to do, we got a little extra. I'm just going to do a float of pumpkin spice. Now, if this had some sugar, if this was a sugared pumpkin spice, I might do like a sugared rim for the daiquiri. Now, let's try that with a little bit extra on top. That helps a little. I do love a daiquiri. It's so simple. Just rum and lime juice and simple syrup. Really a tasty drink. I find the pumpkin spice is a real afterthought in that, even with the topper on there. It's like it's like taking a bite of, you take a sip of a daiquiri, and then you remember that you just had a bite of pumpkin pie before that. So the lime and the daiquiri, and the rum and the pumpkin spices, they all work pretty well. So you know what, that one, I wouldn't say it's as successful as, say, maybe the, try not to knock stuff over, I got too much stuff over here. Not as successful as the old-fashioned, but not half bad. Not half bad at all. It looks like we do have a couple of people who have been popping in and out on here, so feel free to stop in and say hi, drop a comment down in the chat. Let me know what you're having to drink tonight while I am sucking back all of these pumpkin-y delights. The next one, it's going to be, I didn't have quite the right glass, so we're using this Inns and Gun glass. Just ignore that. Just pay attention to the shape, the pretty shape, because this is going to be my take on a tequila sunrise. But I figured, you know, it's not really sunrise. Sunrise isn't really a fall thing. I feel like fall is more sunsets, right? So this is going to be the pumpkin tequila sunset. So what do we need for a pumpkin tequila sunset, you might ask? Well, it may shock you to learn we need tequila. I am a sucker for the Rock's Terramana tequila because I can smell what the Rock is drinking. And this is actually quite good stuff. I can actually sip this stuff no problem. So we're going to go with tequila. We need 3 ounces. Well, here, first of all, we need an ounce of the good sweet stuff, the grenadine. So we've got that. But then we also need a juice, right? So a typical tequila sunrise calls for 3 ounces of orange juice. But instead, I am going with pumpkin juice. That's right, pumpkin juice. Now, you may think to yourself, what, wait, how, oh, no. Okay, first of all, it was not made out of Stinky the Pumpkin. So it is not already fermented. What I did to obtain pumpkin juice was basically I took apple cider and mixed in pumpkin puree. So that it is, yeah, there's real pumpkin here, but it's not just the juice of a pumpkin because that just didn't sound appealing. So we're going to do 3 ounces of pumpkin juice in there as well. So how do you make a tequila sunset? Same as a tequila sunrise, which you build it in the glass. So we're going to need a little bit of ice, first of all. Let's grab it again. I'm using my fingers because I am uncouth. And just, yeah, don't tell Mrs. McReviewface. There we go. So we got a glass full of ice. Now we need 1.5 ounces of tequila. Again, we're going to, let's just move that for a second. Because our shot glass here actually goes right up to 1.5 ounces, so that's perfect. So 1.5 ounces of the Rock's finest tequila. There we go. Yeah, it does smell lovely, that stuff. Let's put that out of the way. And now we need 3 ounces. There we go. 1.5 plus another 1.5. There's our 3 ounces of pumpkin juice. We'll just, oh, that's my sweater. I don't want to wipe it off on my sweater. I want to wipe it off on the bar rag. There we go. Let's give that a little clean up while we go. Keep things tidy. Yeah, so we've got our tequila. We've got our pumpkin juice. And now we need 1 ounce of grenadine. You can tell how often we use grenadine in this house because this is sat in the cupboard for quite a while. So 1 ounce of that sickly sweet grenadine. And the key with this is to kind of pour it down the side. Try to let it float right to the bottom. Try not to mix it too much. And it should go right to the bottom. And, you know, camera angle is not great for that. But, look at that. Look at that beauty. So that right there, that's a pretty looking drink, isn't it? That is the Tequila Sunset. All right, so let's see how the pumpkin juice turned out in our Tequila Sunset. Cheers. Cheers. Well, that turned out a lot more carroty than I was expecting. Maybe we'll just give that. Now that we've, you know, we've seen the how it looked. That was very pretty. Yay! But maybe we'll give that a stir. Let that grenadine get in there. See if that helps the flavor here. This one maybe not quite so much of a success. Again, let's try throwing a little pumpkin spice into there. To go with the actual pumpkin. See if what that does to it. Well, I'll tell you, it's funny. The tequila's gone. You can't taste the tequila at all. It is completely gone out of here. Yeah, and looks like it's all right. Just let me. Remove a message off there. Yeah, we're not going to make comments like that tonight. Thanks on the chat. I left the chat open hoping that people were going to be well behaved, so please be well behaved or you will be reported and removed. I don't want political messages. I don't want hate messages. I don't want any of that stuff. So come here and talk about drinking pumpkin spices, not whatever that was. So off you go, sir. You can just go away for now, please. If anybody wants to come and actually have an intelligent conversation about pumpkin spice in their favorite cocktail, by all means, please do. Back to this. Now, from one thing that's distasteful to something else, yeah. I gotta say, that is not a winner there. I had high hopes for the Tequila Sunset, but I think maybe my pumpkin juice maybe wasn't the way to go. Yeah. Well, from that, I mean, I don't know if this is going to get any better. Put that glass right there. It did at one point have a 2 can on it, but now he's just a 1 can. I lost half his beak. Because this one is going to be the Calabaza Mojito. And I have it on good authority from Google Translate that Calabaza means mojito, or means pumpkin. So the Calabaza Mojito. So what do we need for that? Once again, we have to go back to our good friend, Monsieur Bacardi. I guess it's Senor Bacardi. We also need another lime. Here we go. Another lime. We need some of our pumpkin spice simple syrup. Right there. We need a bit of soda. I am just going with some lime bubbly. And of course we need mint. So, package of the freshest mint that you can buy in Calgary. And yeah, so for the mojito, what we want to do is first of all get a bit of mint out here, making sure there are no spiders hiding in here. This is always my fear with mint, is that I'm going to open the leaf and there's going to be like a spider in there or something. I don't know why this is my fear. It just is. We're going to do like, I don't know, 6 or 7 nice leaves here of this lovely fresh mint. I really shouldn't have to worry about the spiders. This thing was in the refrigerator section at my local Safeway. So I doubt anything would be living in that. All right, there we go. There's our mint. Now I don't have a muddler, but you know, back of a spoon will do just fine, just to kind of crush it down, get all those oils expressed. There we go. Muddle, 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 muddle. Muddle, muddle, toil and trouble. Something like that. I think with an actual muddler you'd get a much better look at that, but that's okay. I think it's good the way it is. We'll also throw a couple of ice cubes in there. That'll help to muddle it up too. There we go. A couple of ice cubes in there. Give it a swirl. There we go. That should do it. Next up, we need 2 ounces of rum. Oh, it's got a lot of grenadine left in there. I do have a bit of a sweet tooth, so that's not a bad thing for me. But we'll just give that a wipe out with the bar towel, just so we don't accidentally improperly sweeten this thing. So 2 ounces of rum. Bada boom. 2 ounces of white rum. Put that away for now. We need an ounce of lime, so I'm not even going to bother measuring this time. We're just going to use the juice of one entire very hard dried up lime. Not that bad. It's still got some juice to it. There we go. There's half the lime. And the other half of the lime. And as before, how do we get rid of the old limes? They go into Stinky the Pumpkin. In you go. Off you go, Stinky. There we go. So we've got our lime juice in there. We've got our rum. We've got our mint. We need a ½ ounce of our simple syrup, our pumpkin spice simple syrup. Once again, trying not to spill here. Look at that, 3 for 3. Not making a mess with the simple. So I'm simply the best. No. Let's not go there. Better than all the rest. Why am I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. And a little bit of lime bubbly just to give it a real limey flavor. Give that a nice stir. We got all that syrup and lime in the bottom. And then, of course, we'll take one. Yeah, let's find a nice sprig here of lime. We'll give it a little, just to express the oils. And there we go. There is the Calabaza Mojito. That's right. The pumpkin spice mojito. What do we think? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Leave your vote. Leave your guesses below. Let's give it a sip. Here. Don't need the straw. You know, I'm going to say that you get very little pumpkin spice out of that. That is just, you know, I think the mint and the lime really overpower any sort of spice that's come out of that. So again, let's dust it a little. Hit it with the raw stuff. Give that a stir. See if we can't really pumpkin this up. There we go. Let's try that again. Cheers. A little bit of lime there. You know, inoffensive. Disappointing. You know, I'm shocked. I figured this spice was really going to overpower everything. But I just taste like a mojito with a slight nutmeg. And you know what? Nutmeg in a drink like this isn't bad, right? If you go with a painkiller has fresh nutmeg ground right into it. So you know what? That's not bad. I would say that that's pretty close to just a straight up mojito. It doesn't have too much of that pumpkin-y flavor, but still nice. Yeah, it works, I think. I think you get mostly the nutmeg out of that, not so much the cinnamon or anything else. So that's not bad. Finally, last drink of the night. We get to bring out This guy. That's right. So I was, as I said, I was going to use Stay Puft, but he is very large, and I don't think the drink is going to be that big. So we're using the fish. It's the fish bowl for our last drink, and that is the pumpkin colada. Because if you like pumpkin coladas, well, that just ain't a thing till you see it on my stream. No, it still ain't a thing. Sorry, I had to. Pumpkin colada. What do we need for a pumpkin colada? Usually a blended drink, but I have some nice blended ice here, so I think we can just kind of make it in the drink and then give it a good stir, and then add the ice stir again, and we should be good to go. So I'll put the ice out here so that we can see that that is one of the things we'll be using. Why don't you go? There we go. You go right there. Let's get that bar rag out of the shot. Who needs to see that? So what do we need for a pumpkin colada? For a pumpkin colada, we are once again going back to the rum, to the Bacardis. We're also going with Coco Real cream of coconut. We are... Oh no, we're supposed to use lime juice, and I am out of limes now. Oh, I miscounted my limes. I under-limed. We'll have to substitute in a little bit of lime bubbly instead. And we're going back to the pumpkin juice. I can't believe I thought I had an extra lime, and I am completely limed out. Had I known. I mean, unfortunately, it did really need to be in the other drink, so I think we'll be okay with just the lime bubbly in this. I don't have high hopes for this one anyways, so we'll see. Let's get the ice out of here for a minute. And we're going to start off with our, let's move these guys out of the way too, with our 3 ounces of rum to start. He looks very concerned. Like this is maybe not the best thing for him. And it's probably not. I'm going to reset my music again, just because we're going down the list. And I just want to make sure we don't get to that off of any of the free music. Oh, spilled a little bit. Getting sloppy now. 5 drinks in, getting sloppy. There we go. So 3 ounces of rum. Now we need 3 ounces of cream of coconut, which is peeing everywhere. Ah! I have a feeling I probably should have shaken the cream of coconut. Hopefully it hasn't gone bad on me. There's a lot of cream of coconut. I tell you what. There we go. Still tastes good, so I think we're okay. Let's clean that up. My desk is going to be sticky after this. I'm definitely going to need to wash that up. All right, so we've got our 3 ounces of rum and our 3 ounces of coconut in here, our cream of coconut. We now need 3 ounces of pumpkin juice. As I said, this pumpkin juice is apple cider and pumpkin puree. So it doesn't actually have any pumpkin spice in it. It is pure pumpkin, so we may have to add a little pumpkin spice to that just to really make this, it's got to live up to the episode, right? We don't have the lime juice, so we're just going to do an ounce of lime bubbly. It's kind of limey. It'll do. And then we're just going to give that all a stir. I'm just going to take something because my cream of coconut is pretty thick. And then into that, add a whole heap and helping of crushed ice. There we go. There we go. All that crushed ice is in there. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead, kind of like a painkiller here, and dust this with the pumpkin spice. Just because... Here, let's get that. I think it'll need the help. I might even just go a little heavier. There we go. Get a nice clump in there. All right, get that all stirred up. Now I was going to do a nice little wedge of pumpkin on the edge of that, kind of like a wedge of pineapple you might do on a pina colada. Unfortunately, Stinky Steve the pumpkin over here, I'm not putting that on here because he's gross. He's a nasty, nasty pumpkin. All right, there is the pumpkin colada. Let's give it a try. Cheers. You know, the one thing I will say is the coconut really is the overpowering flavor. So I'm going to load this to the brim with our pumpkin spice. That was a good, like, half a teaspoon there. Just to really make that pop. Let's try that. That's better. Okay. Yeah, that did it. You know, that's not half bad. You know, I think that one is actually halfway doable. You know, if you were going to do a pumpkin puree beverage, I think a pumpkin colada. Now, if it actually had lime juice instead of lime bubbly in it, I think it might brighten it up a little bit more, but not bad. I think that's definitely drinkable. So, in conclusion, as we go up here, let's bring them all back here. You know, we've got the pumpkin spice old fashioned. We've got the calabaza mojito. We've got the, what was this one? The pumpkin daiquiri. And we've got the tequila sunset. Not a bad collection of pumpkin flavored beverages. I think, I think this one still, yeah, that pumpkin old fashioned to me is still tops. The mojito is nice. The daiquiri is quite good. No, there's something wrong. There's something seriously wrong with the tequila sunset. And not half bad. Very sweet. So a little, I think, lime on there to break that up. Really probably would have benefited on that last one, the pumpkin colada. I'm just going to text Mrs. McReviewface. She is downstairs. Just to see if she wants to come and try some of these beverages. Yeah, you know what? I would say on the whole, this wasn't as unsuccessful as it probably could have or should have been. I would say you've got 2 here that are really good, 2 that aren't bad, and 1 that I'll say is not phenomenal. But we're going to hold our comments here because Mrs. McReviewface is coming to the door. And I know she wants to stay off camera. So I think if you stay over to this side,
okay,
you should be able to say off camera.
Excellent.
There, you can just even slide on right over to here. There you go. Now you're fully off camera. You don't have to worry about it. Say hi to everybody, Mrs. McReviewface. Wow. I haven't even drank all 5 of them.
Oh my god. Hello.
Yeah, there's no one watching right now, but someone may watch at some point in the future. Someone in the future might be like, hey, maybe I should mix pumpkin spices into a classic cocktail. Do you think they should?
I'll find out in a minute.
Okay. So we're going to start you off. This is the... let's just pull up the... So this is the pumpkin spice old fashioned.
Ooh, I love an old fashioned.
You do love an old fashioned. So give that a try.
Smells good.
Now, Mrs. McReviewface is coming off a cold, so hopefully she'll be able to taste these.
Ooh.
Okay.
I love that.
We've got a love on the... all right, so that's 2 people liking the old-fashioned. So it's got to be something.
I'd like to tell the Abyss, which is your audience right now.
Yeah.
That it's really good.
I made a joke earlier about sometimes when there's no one watching, it feels like I'm screaming into the abyss.
Hey, that's weird.
Yeah, so maybe that's maybe every channel has like their audience. People, they'll call somebody their whatever crew or something. Maybe you guys can just be the abyss.
The abyss.
Which I don't know. Is that as long as nobody finds that offensive to themselves? The pumpkin daiquiri.
Oh,
give that a try.
I just love this glass.
I know you love that glass.
So good.
So that's the pumpkin daiquiri.
Yeah, that's actually really good too.
I know, right? Now, both of those...
you caught on to something here.
Both those are just using the pumpkin spice simple syrup.
Really nice.
So not too strong of a flavor. No. Well, we get at he's licking the floor.
You gotta love those autumnal flavors for these drinks.
Autumnal. Autumnal. That's our word of the day, folks. Autumnal flavors. All right. Now we're getting into a little bit of a more of a weird spot.
Okay.
We're going to the Tequila Sunset.
What's in this one?
So it's a tequila sunrise, except made with pumpkin juice.
What else is in it, though?
Yeah, there is tequila, pumpkin juice, and grenadine.
I'm nervous.
Let's see. What do you think of the Tequila Sunset?
I'm not hating the smell.
Okay. Not hating the smell. That's a good thing.
Why is that good? That's good.
Okay.
I actually really like that.
Now, see, here's the thing. I thought it was a bit carroty.
Well,
but you like carrots, and I don't. So that might be...
It's just the color of a carrot, but
yeah.
No, it's not carroty.
Okay. So that one you don't mind. Okay. So far, 3 for 3 with Mrs. McReviewface. Going up number 4, this is the Calabaza Mojito, which I think is the best name of the bunch. But let's see.
If I'm gonna like
is it the best drink of the bunch? Taking a sip?
No.
No?
It's the worst drink so far.
Worst drink so far.
In my opinion.
Okay. Did not like
not a
the
fan.
mojito.
It doesn't go.
Do you like mojitos usually?
Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't go.
Doesn't go, she says. And then finally, the fishbowl. It's the pumpkin colada.
Ooh, it's very cold.
It is very cold. Very icy.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
I think we need to have a Halloween party, honey. Wow.
So it's not bad, eh? That one, I think, I did mix in a ton more of the pumpkin spice into this, into the colada.
Ditch the mojito, and we've got ourselves
Ditch the mojito. See, for me, I was not a fan of the tequila. Maybe I'll give it another try. It still doesn't quite work for me.
Sorry. Sorry for that sound.
It's the tequila and the pumpkin, I think, are not good friends. In my mouth.
I like it.
But there is no accounting for taste. That's
hey, that's offensive.
No, I'm saying maybe I don't like it, but there's no
accounting. The fishbowl again?
Absolutely.
I like that. I'm going to have my own little party up here.
There we go. So there we go. I mean, I came up with this idea because I thought it would be disgusting. I thought I'd do like these crazy cocktails and they'd be disgusting.
I'm sorry.
And, and yet here we are. I actually didn't mind the mojito.
I would like more old-fashioned, please. The mojito's pretty gross, I think.
The old-fashioned is a winner.
Oh, it's good.
So
Is that pumpkin in there?
that is a slice of the pumpkin. It's
so cute.
It is a slice of Steve the Stinky Pumpkin,
It's
but
cute.
the outside part where he
It's
hasn't
cute.
rotted. Yeah, so I thought this was going to be a disgusting, you know, watch Reviewy gag stuff down. Almost cursed there. Got to be careful. Watch him chug stuff down like a lot of my eggnog reviews, but this actually turned out all right. So what I guess at the end of the day, if you've got yourself some pumpkin spice and you got yourself a couple of different classic cocktails, you, my friend, have yourself an autumnal party to go to. So yeah, I'm going to turn the camera off, and we're going to pass out the drinks.
Where did Bowie go? I thought he wanted to be on camera.
I don't know where Bowie went. It sounded like he was throwing up.
What?
Bowie!
No.
Bowie, come! Where'd you go? Come here.
He didn't throw up.
It sounded like it. Ah! There we go. Say hi to everybody, Bowie.
It's a party over here.
Yeah.
It's a party over there.
That's usually, usually when I put Bowie on camera, then I get a lot more attention. So we're still at 0 concurrent viewers, so hopefully some folks will come and watch this afterwards. But yeah, Mrs. McReviewface and I are going to turn the camera off. We're going to have ourselves a drink party and enjoy all these pumpkin spice surprises. So yeah,
Yes.
if you have any pumpkin spice drink suggestions, drop them in the comments down below. I might do a quick short to give them a try, because I have a whole container of pumpkin spices and I have a whole jug of pumpkin juice that, you know what, I actually even have a little bit of the pumpkin spice simple syrup just waiting for more of your drink suggestions. But hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just getting my pumpkin buzz on.
I say let's kill this cold with a bunch of drinks.
There we
baby.
go.
Woohoo!
I'm Reviewy McReviewface with special guest Mrs. McReviewface.
Hi.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next review.
I should have
Cheers.
said bye.
Bye.
Sorry, I kept interrupting you.
That's okay. That's what you always do.